Drop of blood to knock. It started with a knock. Not a loud one. Not even firm. Just a soft, deliberate knock. 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. Sarah looked up from her book. It was 11:47 p.m. Rain lashed against the windows. Wind howled around the corners of the old house she had inherited only 2 weeks ago. A fixer-upper, the agent had called it, more like a decaying skeleton with secrets in its walls. She stared at the front door. No one ever came out here. Her nearest neighbor lived a mile down the dirt road. She hadn't given the new address to anyone yet. Her phone, as usual, was dead, always dead, ever since she arrived. She stood, wrapped her sweater tight, and walked to the door. No peephole, no window, just that feeling, that something waited on the other side. Again, knock, knock, knock. Same rhythm, same pressure. She whispered to herself, "Don't open it." But her hand moved anyway, fingers trembling as they wrapped around the cold brass handle. She yanked it open. No one, only the darkness of the porch, the swing creaking eerily as wind pushed it in slow, haunted arcs. She stepped out onto the porch. Hello. Silence. She scanned the driveway. Empty. The woods at the edge of the property stood still, tall and watching. Shaking her head, she went back inside and bolted the door. That night, she barely slept. At 2:37 a.m., she heard it again, not at the front door this time. Knock, knock, knock. It came from inside, from the basement. She sat up in bed, heart thudding, staring at the door to the hallway. The air was thick, silent. Even the wind had stopped. The house seemed to hold its breath. She rose, walked barefoot on the cold wooden floor. Slowly, she crept to the basement door. It had been locked since she arrived. The key? She never found it, but now it was slightly open, a crack wide enough to see the darkness beyond. She leaned in. Knock, knock, knock. Closer this time, just beneath her feet. Then something whispered from the darkness. Don't open it again. She slammed the door shut and shoved a chair beneath the handle. In the morning, she found scratch marks on the basement door. Long, deep, like something with claws had tried to escape or enter. She told herself it was rats, maybe raccoons. But deep down, she knew, this house wasn't empty. By the third night, the knocking spread. It followed her. Bathroom mirror? Knock, knock, knock. Kitchen cupboard? Knock, knock, knock. The walls? The wardrobe? Her pillow? It never stopped. She screamed once, and the house screamed back, a deafening echo that rattled the windows and made her ears bleed. When silence returned, she heard breathing behind her. She turned. Nothing, just a mirror, fogged over, and 3 long scratch marks across the glass. She tried to leave, packed a bag, got in her car. The engine started. The headlights flickered. Then dead. Battery was brand new. She stepped out, furious, ready to scream. Then she noticed it. Footprints. Bare, wet footprints on the gravel driveway, leading from her front door to the back seat of her car. The door was ajar. Something had been sitting there, waiting. She didn't sleep that night, or the next. The knocks turned to banging, then voices. One night, she woke to find her bedroom walls covered in writing. 3 words, over and over. Let me in. They were written in something thick and black. Not ink, not paint. It smelled like rot. She grabbed cleaning supplies, scrubbed the walls so her hands bled. Every time she wiped a sentence off, another would appear from the corners of the room or right behind her back until she collapsed, sobbing. And in the silence, again, knock, knock, knock. From beneath the bed, she moved to the couch, blocked the bedroom door, tried not to sleep. But one night, she woke with something in her mouth. She gagged, pulled it out, a crumpled note, wet, tasting of soil, written in her own handwriting. Let in, Sarah. You already did. Terrified, she called a priest, Father Maddox. He arrived, skeptical but kind, listened to her story. That night, they heard it together. First a knock on the window, then every door in the house. Then all at once, the priest recited prayers. The air turned bitter cold. Something invisible howled through the halls. And then silence. He told her, "This isn't a haunting. This house remembers. Whatever knocked first, you let it in." He left. She never heard from him again. His number stopped working. His church burned down a week later. By now, she stopped trying to fight it, just sat in silence, waiting for the knocks. But they never came again. Instead, it started knocking from inside her, her ribs, her skull, her heart. When she stood by a mirror, she could see it, a shadow behind her eyes. She wasn't alone. Not anymore. On the last night, her friend Lily came to check on her. Sarah hadn't returned calls in weeks. Lily entered the silent house. It smelled of mildew and something older, something ancient. She found Sarah sitting on the floor in front of the mirror, eyes black, mouth sewn shut with thread. Blood formed a word beneath her. Knock. And just as Lily screamed and turned to run, the front door slammed shut on its own, and something knocked behind her. Knock, knock, knock. The end.